People fear that place, rock bottom, the empty void where all that's left are ashes and echoes of what once was. They tremble at the thought of being stripped bare, with nothing to cling to, no comfort, no certainty. But that's the secret, the irony that slips past their grasp. Starting over isn't a curse, it's a rebirth. Because when everything is gone, when the slate is wiped clean, all that's left is pure, unbound possibility. That's where the power lies, in the emptiness, in the silence that follows. Destruction. Destruction is creation's twin after all. The two dance together in a vicious cycle. One devours, one builds. Tear something down, reduce it to rubble, and what remains? Freedom. The freedom to reshape, to reform, to become anything. The world's rules no longer apply when you're standing in the ruins of your former self, because starting from zero means you've been unshackled from what you used to be. It's a liberation most people can't comprehend. They cling desperately to their old lives, their crumbling comforts, not realizing the beauty that lies in the nothingness. The beauty of starting from zero is that you become the architect. You've burned it all down, stripped yourself of every safety net, every borrowed identity, every lingering chain. There's nothing left to protect, nothing left to lose. And in that desolation, there's purity. No more expectations, no more limitations. It's you and the abyss, staring each other down, and for once, you get to choose what rises from the ashes. It's an artist's canvas, blank and sprawling, daring you to carve your name into it. There's a raw, primal thrill in tearing your world apart, in watching everything you built disintegrate before your eyes. The devastation is brutal, yes, agonizing even. But that agony, that's the fire that purges weakness, that burns away all the noise, all the distractions, until you're standing there, stripped to the core, staring at the wreckage with a smile. Because from that nothingness, you can forge anything. The world no longer has a claim on you. The expectations, the labels, the roles, they're gone. Gone in a blaze of your own making. Starting from zero is a dangerous place, a place that scares the small-minded, because those who rise from nothing are the ones who change the game, the ones who burn themselves down, who shatter every illusion and emerge from the smoke with fire in their eyes. Because when you've clawed your way out of the abyss, you understand something most people never will. Starting from scratch means you're not chained to the past. You're unbound, untethered, a force that answers to no one. And there's nothing more beautiful than that. That's why the empty beginning is so powerful. People cling to their old lives, their decaying structures, their crumbling foundations, thinking that safety lies in stability. But safety is a lie. Safety is just another word for stagnation. Real power, real freedom, is in the destruction of the old, the ruthless demolition of who you used to be, what you used to want. It's wiping the slate clean and laughing at the chaos. Because when you're standing amidst the rubble of everything you once held dear, you realize you're finally free. You're no longer burdened by the past. You're no longer defined by your failures, by your regrets. Those are nothing but shadows now, fading into the background, with nothing to your name, nothing to hold on to. You become something different, something dangerous, because starting from zero is more than just beginning again. It's a reconstruction, a reimagining of everything. You're not piecing back the old you. You're creating a new force entirely, sculpting yourself out of the ruins, stronger, sharper, a creature that survived the void and thrived in it. And the beauty, the real beauty, is that there are no rules in the void. You get to decide what you become. What rises from the ashes is only limited by how much imagination you dare to wield. You can build yourself up again, brick by brutal brick, crafting something that's never existed before. A version of yourself that no one else can predict, no one else can control. Because starting from zero isn't about recovering. It's about evolution. It's about stepping out of the ruins with a grin, dusting off the ashes, and choosing to be something new. But not everyone can handle that. Most fear the void, fear the emptiness, the lack of structure. They want their safe, predictable lines. But the void is where the true creators dwell. The ones who don't just want to rebuild the same brittle towers. The ones who want to set the whole damn world on fire and forge it anew. And that's the real beauty of starting from nothing. There's no guilt, no shame, just potential. Unfiltered, limitless potential. Do what you can with what you have, where you are. The law of three, the simplest rule, the deadliest weapon. Most people think power is in abundance, in wealth, in resources, in connections. But that's where they're blind. Real power is in necessity, in taking the scraps you've been given and forging them into something lethal, something unstoppable. It's in the audacity to take whatever meager tools lie at hand and use them so masterfully that no one sees the strike coming. What you have is always enough, because there's a twisted beauty in scarcity. When the odds are stacked against you, when everything's stripped away, and you're left with nothing but dust and a few broken pieces, that is where ingenuity comes alive. That's where desperation breathes fire into the blood, making you sharper, more cunning. Because when there's no cavalry coming, no lifeline, no backup plan, every single breath becomes purpose. It's in the corners of your mind that only the edge of survival can carve out. The parts that make a blade out of nothing but sheer will. You don't need the perfect conditions. You don't need an arsenal or a kingdom. All you need is what's in front of you and the ruthless determination to wield it without mercy. The art of power isn't found in waiting for the right tools. It's in taking the blunt ones, the rusty ones, the things people dismiss and overlook, and turning them into instruments of destruction. That's how the unexpected rise, how the hunted become the hunter. The law of three is about finding strength in scarcity, taking the things that should be your limitations and turning them into your greatest weapons. But people waste their lives waiting for some imagined future, for better resources, for better circumstances. But that's the fatal mistake, because power doesn't wait. Opportunity doesn't wait. Those who wait are left with bones in their hands, crumbling to dust as the world spins on. To do what you can with what you have, where you are, it's to move while the others hesitate, to strike when everyone else is frozen in indecision. It's to forge ahead, fueled by hunger, driven by the knowledge that whatever's in your hands, whatever's at your feet, will be enough if you make it enough. Where you are is exactly where you're meant to be. Right here, in this moment, with every obstacle, every hindrance pressing in. This is your forge. This is your crucible. The law of three teaches that there are no disadvantages, only tools not yet realized. No limitations, only strategies undiscovered. When you accept where you are as your ground, when you embrace it as your battlefield, it ceases to be a trap. It becomes your territory, the ground you will bleed for, fight for, die for, if necessary, and those who know how to own their ground, to turn even the smallest corner into a fortress, they are the ones who turn the tides. Do what you can with what you have. The world expects you to whimper over what's lacking, to mourn what's been stripped from your grasp. But this rule, this law, is the art of domination, hidden in plain sight. It's the art of taking every scrap of what remains and mastering it. When you do that, you become something terrifying, something no one can predict, no one can contain. Because the person who fights with nothing, who makes everything out of nothing, that's the one no one sees coming. With what you have, even when it's dust and bones, even when it's broken dreams and shattered hopes, even when all you're left with is rage and resolve. Because resolve, when you harness it, is more powerful than 1,000 weapons. Resolve is the foundation on which empires rise. People wait for perfect conditions, for perfect opportunities, but that is the lie of the weak. The strong make the conditions bend. The strong take the pathetic tools handed to them and use them to gouge out a path through the chaos. The strong take whatever tattered remains are at their feet and shape them into a throne. There is no wasted tool, no useless resource. What you have is always enough, because the power isn't in the tool, it's in you. It's in your hands, in your mind, in the dark places of your soul that whisper, "This is mine." Master the law of three. And there is no such thing as scarcity. There's no such thing as a lack of resources. Everything is a weapon. Every setback is fuel. Every loss, every failure, every bitter defeat becomes something to wield. Because when the law of three is in your blood, you become the weapon. And where you are, that's the battlefield. This is your stage, no matter how barren, no matter how bleak. Stop waiting for better ground, for clearer skies, for someone to build you a perfect throne. This is your ground, the place where you will rise, or the place where you will bleed. But it is yours. And when you accept that, when you own where you stand, every corner, every shadow, every scrap of this place becomes your ally. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not who someone else is today. Because no one else matters. Not their rise, not their fall, not their fleeting moments of triumph. All those other lives, those faces in the crowd, their distractions, their victories are illusions, their failures, mere static. Chasing others is a trap, a twisted game designed to keep you shackled, hunched over, forever measuring yourself against a yardstick that was never meant for you. When you look at others, when you measure yourself against their fleeting successes, you lose sight of the only thing that has ever truly mattered, your own evolution. Forget the noise, the whispers, the taunts, the constant parade of hollow accomplishments. What does it mean, really, to surpass someone else? To topple them? To stand on top of their broken achievements? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's a hollow throne built on shadows. Because in the end, the person you're trying to beat is a moving target. The game never ends. You'll keep chasing, keep clawing at phantoms, keep twisting yourself into knots, always just one step behind someone else's life, someone else's victories. But there's one opponent you can always crush, one enemy you can always surpass, the person you were yesterday. Compare yourself to that shadow, that version of yourself, the one left behind. Because that is the only battle that matters. Shred it, outpace it, shatter its limits, grow stronger than it. Tear through yesterday's weaknesses, yesterday's failures, yesterday's comfort. Leave that version of yourself bleeding in the dirt. Every day is a chance to become something new, something more. And the only way to rise, truly rise, is to obliterate what you were before. That's where real power lies. The relentless, ruthless pursuit of self-destruction and self-rebirth. Who cares what others are building, what empires they're constructing? Let them scramble. Let them climb. You're not here to race against their shadows. You're here to become something unrecognizable. Someone no one else can imitate. You are your only blueprint, your only rival, your only competition. Because to strive against another is to play a game designed for you to lose. You don't chase someone else's path. You forge your own. And the only way to do that, the only way to carve a destiny that is uniquely yours, is to measure yourself against the only thing that's real, who you were yesterday. There's a raw, savage pleasure in that. The satisfaction of looking back and saying, listen, this is what I was, and now I'm something far greater. The others can keep playing their games and keep boasting about their accomplishments. Their petty rivalries are like smoke, shifting, meaningless. But the war against who you were yesterday, that is a battle that carves power into your bones. When you compare yourself to others, you let them dictate your growth. You let them set the pace, draw the lines, define the terms. You become reactive, forever chasing, forever grasping at their heels. But to compare yourself to your past self, to stare into the eyes of who you were and decide, this is not enough. I am not enough. I will be more. That is to become proactive, unstoppable. You control the tempo. You set the pace. You define what victory looks like. And with every new dawn, every new breath, you have the power to leave yesterday's self choking on dust, a relic of what used to be. The world trains you to envy, to crave what others have, to stretch yourself thin, trying to snatch up their scraps. But real power isn't found in their games. It's found in transformation. It's found in building yourself up from the ground, again and again, tearing through every weakness, every flaw, until there is nothing left but raw, unyielding force. While others are trapped in petty comparisons, measuring themselves against the heights others have reached, you'll be somewhere higher, somewhere darker, a creature born not from envy, but from a relentless need to eclipse what you once were. Look at who you were yesterday. Look at that fragile, weaker version of yourself. See the cracks, the flaws, the limitations, and then destroy it, rip it apart, surpass it in every way possible. Outthink it, outfight it, turn every scar, every wound, every bitter loss into a weapon. Because that's the secret. The thing no one tells you. Others can be beaten, toppled, outmaneuvered. But the satisfaction fades. There's always a new rival, a new contender. But when you crush who you were, when you turn yesterday's self into a footnote, you gain something more permanent. Proof that you are evolving, becoming. That today's version of yourself is something yesterday couldn't even fathom. You're entirely up to you. The person staring back from the mirror, the one with the bloodshot eyes, the scars, the sins carved into every line of their face. That's yours. All of it. Every flaw, every weakness, every dark, twisted corner of your mind. You own it. Because there's no one else who will mold you, no savior coming to shape you into something powerful. No one cares if you rise or fall, break or ascend. And that is your greatest freedom. To realize that you are alone, utterly alone, with every potential and every failure resting in your hands. That you are your own creation, a beast that only you have the power to unleash. The cage you're in, you built it, bar by bar, lock by lock. All those self-doubts, all those excuses, they're of your own design. But the beauty in that, the dark beauty, is that if you built it, you can tear it apart, with teeth, with claws, with raw, unrelenting defiance. You can tear down every shackle, because who you are now is just a product of what you've allowed yourself to become. A product of compromise, a product of limits imposed from within. And the moment you choose to defy it, to reject every chain you've laid on yourself, everything shifts. Everything. The rules, the boundaries, the persona you wear, nothing is permanent. You are not carved in stone. You are not bound to some predefined fate. You are liquid, fire, smoke, capable of slipping through every crack, burning down every wall. You can reinvent yourself over and over until the version that steps forth is so unrecognizable, so utterly transformed that the world trembles, because the power to change is already within you, buried in the dark places you've been taught to fear. No one else has a say in what you become. That's the delicious, terrifying secret. No one else's opinions, no one else's judgments, no one else's rules matter. What the world thinks you should be, what it tries to shape you into, all of it is irrelevant. It has no weight, no consequence unless you give it power. But the moment you decide to pull away, to look at yourself as the raw material that you alone can forge, everything shifts. You are entirely up to you. Your potential, your choices, the monstrosity or majesty you become. No one else owns it. There's no divine force guiding your hand, no fate scripting out your life. It's just you. Every scar, every failure, every battle, your design. And every time you bleed, every time you break, you have the chance to choose what that pain shapes you into. You can let it crush you, grind you into dust, or you can take the agony, the defeat, and mold it into iron, an unbreakable foundation for something more. There's no point in looking to others, in seeking out validation, in asking for permission. Stop waiting for someone to come along and give you the key to your own cage. It's already in your hands. Every weakness you hate, every flaw you try to hide, every shadow you've been taught to shy away from, they're all fuel. They're all tools. You are not here to fit into some predefined shape, to be what the world demands. You are here to define yourself, to cut away what's useless, to burn down what's hollow, until all that's left is something pure, something that you have sculpted out of the darkness. People spend their lives looking outward, trying to find who they're supposed to be in the eyes of others. But you are a creator, an artist painting with your own blood, your own soul. There's no one else to blame, no one else to depend on. The power is yours, entirely. And that's where your freedom lies. It's terrifying. Yes, knowing that every failure, every success, every broken piece is on your shoulders. But it's also liberating, because when you accept that, when you embrace that darkness, when you let go of every illusion, you become something unstoppable. What you are today, every scar, every sin, is only the starting point. Your starting point. A canvas soaked in blood and regret, yes, but still a canvas. And every choice, every action, carves something new into it. Every day is a chance to scrape away the rot, to reshape the bones, to tear away what no longer serves and replace it with something vicious. Every failure, every loss is just more material to work with, more clay for your hands to shape. You are your own creation, and no one else has the power to dictate what that creation looks like. You can build yourself up as high as you want, or you can tear yourself apart, burn it all down, and start again. It's all yours. The failures, the power, the destruction. And that is where your greatness lies. Because when you realize that everything comes from within, there are no more chains, no more limits, no more cages that can hold you. So dig into the dark places. Take hold of every ugly, raw impulse and shape it into something deadly. Sharpen your fears into blades. Twist your regrets into armor. Use every scar as a chisel to carve yourself into something unbreakable. Because power isn't given, it's built. Strength isn't found, it's forged. You are a sculptor, and the material is everything you've been too afraid to touch, too ashamed to embrace. Do you want to be weak? A hollow shell of what the world told you to become? Or do you want to be the one who commands the shadows? The one who takes every nightmare and turns it into a throne? Every day, every breath is a choice. Evolve or decay. That's the only game that matters. Not who wins or who loses, but who transforms, who rises from the carnage of their own past and laughs as they become something that even the old self would fear, because you are entirely up to you. The universe won't weep if you waste your potential, if you let yourself be another echo in the chorus of mediocrity. But when you choose to become, when you take what you were yesterday and obliterate it, the universe takes notice. The weak follow the tides of others. The strong drown out every other voice until only theirs remains.